Check 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
We're recording, guys, just so you know.
Do. And we didn't do a mic test.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's
push-ups. Sorry.
You've just become fitness guru, have you?
Yes. You were supposed to be exercising over there while I was doing that. I just forgot to tell you that.
Which exercise would you?
My hair on my mic, or is that just my hair on my head?
You're molting.
I can't tell.
You're molting. It's all coming off.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's receding. Soon you'll have to color it.
What? What? Why would I color black hair? You can't really color black hair.
It'll be going grey soon.
I'm pretty surprised it's not going grey yet. I mean, having lived with you for 8 years.
What? What?
Got your back.
Well, that should make you younger every day.
It is actually making me younger every day.
I mean, you.
It is, seriously. It is. It is. Also, living with 4 children just makes you younger and younger every day.
Shut it right now. You've crossed the line already.
Well, you asked for it.
You've crossed the line. The invisible podcast line has been crossed. That's ridiculous.
I'm sorry you asked for it.
It's raining again.
Is it?
Look at it. It's raining again.
It's been snowing on and off.
It's been raining for 2 days non-stop.
Well, no, because it's been snowing this morning.
Rain? What did you say? Rain snowing?
It was rain snowing this morning.
What the
It's like
hell is that?
snow raining. You know, it snowed for 5 minutes and then it started raining and then it started snowing again and then it started raining again. It just kept changing from one to the
I hate it when
other.
the weather can't make up its mind what it wants to do.
Well, at least it's you've got variety.
There was a blizzard this morning.
Yeah, the kids ran outside to catch the snowflakes on their tongues, but by the time they put their jackets on and got out there, it was actually raining, so they were quite disappointed.
Too slow.
By the time they got back, it was snowing again.
They should have got up an hour earlier like me.
Somebody's trying to call me on my phone.
You turn the phone off, yes.
I'm just going to... Well, how do you think I play the music for the kids? Ding dong.
Ding dong. Well, you can play through the app on the phone and still have your phone turned off. No, you haven't checked that. So. You haven't checked that, have you?
No, but I can turn off my ringing thing, so it doesn't ring.
That's what I mean. Turn off the ringing. Oh, never mind. How unprofessional is that?
Well, it's not unprofessional. It's just life.
No. It's not just like there you go being passive again, right? It's like, oh, these things just happened. No, they don't.
To me.
Nothing just happened. You put yourself in a position where you cause things.
Yeah, I did.
To happen.
I did put myself in a position where I've caused my phone to ring out loud, but I'm not gonna go hang myself because of it, right? I mean, well, sugar happens sometimes. So when you put yourself in a position for it to happen, but
what does that even mean? It happens when you put yourself in a position to make it happen. It's like.
When you don't turn your ringtone off, is what I mean.
Yeah, well, all of the clocks reset themselves automatically, except for my watch, because the clocks went back 1 hour.
Because that's the only thing that I didn't get my hands on.
So when I woke up this morning thinking, oh my God, it's late, I've slept in, I was actually on time.
And that was you getting up about, an hour later than...
Shut up again. This is twice I've said that already. I've been rude. I'm sorry.
Very nice. Very nice. Today's podcast.
Did my alarm go off this morning? Did my phone alarm go off this morning?
Yes.
Sorry? What was the
okay, I'm not 100%
sure. Wait a minute. Did I catch you saying... Yes, followed by I'm not 100% sure.
Yes, you did. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not.
There should be a prison for women who do that. There should be a special prison for...
Yes,
No, I don't tell lies. Well, sometimes.
No, I gave you my answer before I actually thought twice about it.
Oh, you mean you opened your mouth before you used your brain?
So, but
Shock horror.
it rings every morning, so it kind of blends in my head, so I can't really tell if it rang
All the
this
days
morning
kind
or
of
yesterday.
blend into one. I'm not sure if one is different from any of the other ones. It's all very confusing to me. I'm just confused.
You
I'm
do.
a confused voice.
You do.
Hello.
I like a confused voice. I should have a confused
really,
voice as well.
Confused.
I have a
today
confused voice.
Confused day. Sunday, Monday, confused day, Wednesday, Thursday.
No, for me it's confused day, Thursday,
Fall over day.
and then and then confused day.
Yes. Okay. Followed by Jägermeister day. Or
I don't have a Jägermeister.
Oh no, I keep confusing.
We froze. Oh,
We
there
froze.
we go. We're not frozen again.
We were frozen.
Anymore. We were.
Let it go.
No,
Let it
Don't.
go.
Don't let it go, please. Somebody stop him.
What? Somebody's topped him.
Stop him.
Oh, okay. Hey, did you hear that that Trump released JFK files?
I've heard that he was going to
And
last week.
the files state that Kennedy was shot
No, really?
from the front.
From the front.
So every single reporter and every single program
Got it wrong.
in the last 50 years, is it? It's been 50 years. Yeah. Every single one that repeated the official story, they're all wrong. They're all
What is the point?
wrong.
I have a question. What is the point of any of this? First of all, why is he releasing the files now? Second of all, why have the files never been released before?
I can answer all of those questions, but I'm not
Third
sure
of
that
all,
you're ready for that.
why does it matter?
Okay. Why does it matter is the most important question.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. The past can't be changed. It doesn't matter what information you get. You won't be able to bring the dead back to life, right?
Okay, let's go backwards.
So that answers that question.
Okay. Let's go to the second question. Why have they never been released before?
Reason number one, there were people alive, and there are people still alive who were in positions of authority at the time. Yeah. And the general rule is while people are still alive, you can't release files.
Well, you obviously can if he's just done that.
The general rule is that while people... why wasn't it done... Oh, look, we've frozen again.
Yeah.
Is that because we mentioned JFK?
I don't know.
Is that interesting?
That's just you being paranoid?
No, we mentioned JFK.
No, we frozen before we started mentioning JFK, if you remember. The first time we froze.
Maybe it was predicting we were going to mention it. How scary is that?
Yes. The evil Zuckerberg Facebook on top watches your every live
Google
video.
Chrome is not responding. It's not Facebook, it's Google Chrome.
The evil Google Chrome person
Google Chrome
on the other side
Google Chrome has
is watching your
crashed
every live video.
completely. Yeah, you can't mention JFK because
the computers will explode.
Yes, Google goes ape. Okay, so look, see the computer's working fine. This is on Chrome up there, and that's on Chrome down here.
Oh, I see, and that's not moving, and this is not moving.
No,
so what are we gonna do? Are we even still going through? We've just disappeared.
Would you believe it? Like, just the whole screen just went black.
That's shocking.
It's pretty freaky, really.
So what's happening? I mean, what's happening on your phone?
On my phone. Oh, the podcast keeps going. Whatever happens on
Yeah?
Facebook, the podcast continues.
Well, can you check the
So-
Facebook just to see what's happening on Facebook? I mean, do we have to turn off the Chrome or?
Oh, you wonder if it's just an
mean-
our end or if it's frozen at the other end
Yeah.
as well. Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good question. Let's check. Let's go out onto the
Yeah.
Facebook page.
Check if we just
and-
like blank. The live video has finished.
What's
'cause
that light? There's some
Things
weird
are happening.
light being
From it's reflected from those lights out there.
There's a light reflecting from the lights. Well, that explains
Well, what
it.
are they called? The hanging lanterns.
Hanging lanterns.
Yeah. Have we finished?
Have I finished what?
Have we finished?
It's completely frozen.
Yeah.
Look at that.
How
It's-
shocking.
It says it's look. It says your broadcast interrupted.
Ah. So what are we gonna do?
I don't know. It's a
We're gonna
circle.
stop it.
There's a circle going round and round here. There's a circle
Yeah, but the
going
circle's
round
gonna
and
go round and round over there. Until something
until-
happens there, but
Yeah.
nothing's gonna happen there.
Hmm. Yeah, I know.
Methinks.
Well,
I think
welcome,
you're
welcome
just
to
gonna
my
have
brain.
to turn it off.
Welcome to my brain.
I don't want to be in your brain. Let me out. It's a desolate
horrible,
place.
horrible place to be, isn't it? Okay. Well, according to this, Google has shut down the Facebook stream. So, Google sucks. Quite a lot of the time.
Socks. He wanted to say socks. Google socks.
Shall I shut it down?
Yes.
Okay.
Shut it down and then we'll start again.
It won't even shut down.
Right, but we're still podcasting, right?
We are still podcasting.
We're still audioing.
We are.
Good. Well, we're just gonna restart Facebook and see if we can get it working again, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna do like practical parenting number 78, part 2.
Well, I've done that before.
Okay. Nothing new.
And there's nothing new under the sun.
Uh-huh.
We've
On the Western Front and stuff.
we've tried and tested everything.
Yes.
So
Woo! Losing my balance. Sorry.
she said in a high pitched voice.
I have to make that sound when I lose
Julie
my balance.
Andrews here. Right.
Who there?
I'm gonna go for the conspiracy theory line.
Oh.
I'm gonna go that.
Oh,
The-
the
'cause-
evil Google Chrome person on the other side heard the word JFK and decided to turn the stream off because they watch our live videos every day, like all the time, basically.
Well, they should. They should. They should in general. William was in the background doing his. I wish I was in a circus routine again. Not quite sure what that means. What does that even mean? I don't know. Nobody knows. He's getting very good at mime though. 10 out of 10 for your mimes, mate. 10 out of 10.
Well, I don't understand that language. Can you speak
Oh.
to me, please?
Nose broke.
That's what I meant.
Plus, we need to buy another pumpkin for Halloween tomorrow.
We need to buy another pumpkin. Why do we need to buy another pumpkin for Halloween, mate?
Huh?
Mummy,
Why?
Mummy says, huh?
Yeah, but why do we have to buy another pumpkin?
Let me type in the...
I'd like to have another one like that.
Oh. And your pumpkin's nose broke. Which pumpkin's nose?
My super sharp teeth lightning bolt eyed one.
Which one?
Of course.
Excuse me?
Super sharp teeth, lightning bolt-eyed one.
Lightning bolted eye one.
Where is it? It was there.
Whoa, where?
I brought it through
Whoa,
the kitchen table.
whoa. Who's been moving the pumpkins around? Who's been moving my pumpkin?
Did you bring it so that yips? Just fell off my foot.
Are you all right there? You fell over again. No, you're not okay. Right.
Yeah.
We're
Did you
we're
really?
back, we're back live on.
They needed some inspiration because they're doing the pumpkin project with the orange paper and the black paper, and they wanted to see a real
by the way,
pumpkin.
this is the Practical Parenting Podcast.
Yeah,
If you're
hi.
joining us on the audio, we've been around. You know what's going on. If you're joining us on the video, Google Chrome shut us down. I think it's because I
It
mentioned
froze.
JFK,
It's
but
not
there
because you mentioned JFK. Nobody cares about JFK.
Well, we're going to have a nice little 2-minute discussion about it, which was going to please me, and then all of a sudden everything on the computer just stopped. Anyway.
And the kids are making pumpkins, and
Oh
they
yeah,
just
back to the pumpkins.
broke Jack-o'-lantern's nose, apparently.
What the?
How can you break a hole?
Why were they moving the pumpkins
My
around in the
question is,
first place?
how can you break a hole? Because the nose is a hole, right?
Nose is a hole.
How can you break a hole?
I don't know.
I think you need
obviously she
extra
was.
talent to be able to break a
She was
hole.
obviously poking it with something. But what was the point of what?
I just told you. They're making
Why move
paper
it?
pumpkins, and they wanted to have... Zora likes to have the real thing in front of her when she's drawing something or making something, so that
Okay.
she can draw her inspiration from the real thing.
Welcome to Exercises with Yanka here.
I'm just working on my
Over the
balance.
head and over the head like
I'm
this.
working on my balance while I'm doing this video because you have to save time all the time, right? So I'm like doing 2 things at the same time.
You're killing 2 birds with one
I
stone.
just said time 4 times. 5.
The best way to save time is to take time and do time with time. And if you divide time by time, you receive time.
Yes.
The square root of time is time. And that's why everything is all timey. Because mathematics has become all abstract in the 20th century. And
Yes.
that's kind of pointless. Okay, so
JFK, yes.
okay,
So
we're going to talk about
I
JFK and then the
asked-
pumpkins.
I asked
We're going to finish
G
the JFK discussion.
3
Okay.
questions, okay?
The podcast people
I
know
asked,
that.
Why is that? I know, I'm telling it to the Facebook people.
I'm sorry, podcast
Why is it important
listeners, whatever you call
that
people
the
who listen
JFK files have
to
been released
podcasts.
and that JFK has been shot from the front rather than the back? Second question was,
Hold the front page.
why have they not been released up until now? Why have they been secret? And my third question was, why did
What the,
Trump, was his name, right?
what's the name of that guy?
Why did that guy
Why
with
did-
that funky hair?
I was wondering for ages
Guy.
why people kept referring to Barack Obama as POTUS, yeah? And I thought it was some kind of derogatory thing, right? Because Americans forget that outside of America, there's a whole other world, right? And they use all this language and all this terminology, right? Right.
I like how you
okay,
just
right.
jump into the middle of my word, basically,
I'm
and just start talking about something else. But okay,
I'm
go
not
on.
talking about something else. I'm talking about something that's interesting because it's language, and I always want to get into the podcast that Americans forget that the rest of the world is not America, right? And so I kept seeing this POTUS, and I thought it was a derogatory term for Barack Obama, right? And then when the other guy, what's his name?
Oh, the funky hair one.
Yeah, when
Donald.
when Donald became president, right? They referred to him as POTUS, and I was like, "What is all these articles and everything? What the hell is POTUS?" It took me ages to work it out.
It means the leader in Latin.
No, POTUS.
President of the United States.
It took me about 5 years to work that out. 'Cause
POTUS.
I was like, "Oh, it's just a derogatory term."
It just sounds so silly.
It does sound
It's
really.
such a POTUS.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like something from Winnie the Pooh, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh look, there's POTUS. And anyway, sorry, I derailed your
Sounds like
your.
a platypus or something.
I derailed your Mr. Kennedy questions.
Yeah, the last question was, why did Donald decide to release the Kennedy papers now?
Okay. Well, is that the same order as before? Didn't you change the order?
I
of the
did
question?
change the order because we changed the order when you answered the questions because we started from the back.
Okay, so what I did was I answered the question.
Number 1.
Why did they not release No, I answered the question. Why is it important? Number one, it's really not important because the past is the past, and it's it's like trying to change World War II. You can't, right? So you just move on. What was the second question?
Second question you didn't really answer.
Pumpkin rolling across the floor.
Did. Second question was,
why were they not released?
Why were they not released before?
Because there were people still alive who were involved in the event and things happening around the event. And the general rule is you can't release it while they're still alive. And you were like, well, why didn't they? Why now? It's because the people have died.
But you said before that there are still some alive.
There were until now.
Oh, they're not
There are
anymore.
people like St. John Hunt who claimed to be the leader of the operation to kill Kennedy. He only died like 2 or 3 years ago.
But what is the point of releasing the papers now after they've all died? I mean, wouldn't it have been more logical to release them before while the people were still alive so that you can, I don't know, maybe prosecute them for it or whatever? I don't know. I mean, why not? Why?
Because people in power and the friends and family of people in power were involved. And a lot of those people are still alive today. For example, the Bush family is very powerful, right? And the last president, George Bush, whose father was also president, well, his father was a high-ranking officer in the CIA at the time of the assassination, so he had access to all the information and all the documents and everything that was happening. And so they couldn't be released while Bush was in power because his father was involved. And that means that and you know that the Bushes, the Clintons, and Obama are all very close. So Obama was never going to release the documents about Bush's father, and Bush's father is still alive, right? You get to see how complicated it is.
So why did Trump, Mr. President Donald Trump, decide to release the papers now?
Some of the papers, because some of them were blocked by members of Congress.
What's the point in releasing just some of them then? I mean,
Well,
either you're going to tell the people the truth or you're not. I mean,
Well,
if you're not going to release all of them, then what's the point?
Isn't there a point in getting out what you can get out, right? If you can get, like, some of the information out, isn't that better than no information at all? Because you've got a group of people who want all the documents to be released, right? And you've got a group of people who don't want the documents to be released at all. And this is the pressure from the people who want the documents to be released.
Yeah, but that's just like, that's, to me, it sounds like, oh, well, let's appease those that want the documents to be released by giving them something that's not really important and by keeping secret all the rest that is important. Right? I mean, isn't it a bit like that? Oh, let's give them something, to shut their mouths. Oh, let's put in something shocking that nobody knew before, but that is not really of any consequence.
Well, I think people have been fighting very hard for like 50 years to get the documents released, and this is a step closer to getting the documents released. The documents have been blocked for 50 years.
Look, if it is a step closer, right, then that's great. The question is it? Is it not going to just appease those voices? Shut them up. Say, hey, but what are you even fighting for? We've already released stuff for you, so whatever,
Yeah, I think there's a truth thing going. What's that noise?
Washing machine.
That's going to come through on the audio.
It's not going to come through on the audio. You can't even hear you when you put your things down and you talk. You can only hear it very quietly.
You don't listen to it. You don't listen back to it. I have to go and listen back to it and check things in the background. You don't do that, right? You just like give it a half-second check and go, oh, it's okay, but you don't listen to all the details.
Oh, would you like me to go and close the door?
Yes, please.
Is anybody in the kitchen? Will, can you please close the door to the laundry room so that we can't hear the washing machine? Thank you.
There we go. So.
Sorry for shouting.
Yeah, you're shouting instructions to people. Hey, all of you. By the way, we need to do something about the draft there coming through on the balcony. So there's little home management things.
You could knit. You could knit a little, like a door sock.
I was thinking of just employing someone to lie down there on the floor and just block the draft.
Well, I pay Will. 50 cents a day.
To lie down on the floor and get cold. No, that's not good. Do you like my...
No, you should
Have
knit.
I done really well with that towel?
You've done really great with that.
I've rolled the towel.
No,
up
you
and
should knit a sock.
rammed it under the
You should
door
knit
there.
a sock that
What?
you can just put on the
I couldn't-
door from the bottom. Put the door in
I
a
don't-
sock.
I wouldn't... Give me a ball of thread and 2 needles and you would end up with...
A bomb.
you-
Like explosive. Like MacGyver.
I'd be like, how do I connect to the internet with this?
Yeah, I know. You'd be like, okay, knitting needle, string. Oh, look, we've got tally. We've got a signal. I just connected to NASA. Or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
Or you would
if it hasn't been done yet, you'll
Or you
find
would-
me trying to do it.
You would swear really loud for 2 days and then you would throw it in a bin. Saying, this antenna doesn't work.
Or I'd attach it to the pumpkin which is hanging out
Or
there.
even better, you would go to TCOM and you would complain really loudly about the antenna not working, and you would get them to exchange it for you for a satellite that actually works, and they would actually do it. Probably.
Yeah, because I'd find some mistake in the contract that is obliged
Yeah.
to change a pair of knitting needles for...
Or you would get to talk
a
to the
router.
manager of a manager of a manager or something.
No, they don't let you do that. Unless you...
Unless you're a real
Unless you
job.
actually threaten them. They don't do that at all.
Look, I got a... Look, see?
Finger. Wow, that's incredible.
No,
You've
look,
got a finger.
You see that? It's a
I've got 10
blister.
of them.
A blister from sharpening the pencils today. It's sharpening the
How long
pencils
were you
so
sharp-
much.
How long were you... What?
Sharpened all the pencils that we have, and I got a blister.
I've only got 2 pencils. How many pencils have you got?
The coloring pencils for the kids.
I don't want the kids sharpening them. Why were you sharpening them?
Because the kids would the kids would still be doing it now.
Good. Good. That will keep them occupied. That's fine.
Well, no. I wanted Zora to do some coloring. I didn't want her to. You know.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We're doing our Halloween thing at the moment. So tell us about tell us about what the kids were doing in the kitchen.
Oh, they're making pumpkins. They've got some orange construction paper and some black construction paper, and they're cutting out shapes out of the black construction paper and pasting it onto the orange construction paper, which has been
What
cut.
the hell is construction paper?
It's like a hard paper.
Oh, it's just like card.
Mm-hmm.
Card. When did card become construction
and
paper?
they cut out like a pumpkin shape out of the orange construction paper and then paste on the face, cut out of the black paper. It's really, really simple. It's just about what they need to do right now. You know, it's just about their level, really.
So you give them quite a lot of freedom in the activity, though.
Well, I just put the paper on the table, gave
Yeah.
them some glue, and said, "Just do what you want, man."
Oh, and then
woman.
like Zora was like, I can't imagine it, so I have to copy the pumpkin. So she came through here and got the pumpkin.
Oh,
took
check it out. Will just brought something. Doesn't have any eyes, Will.
Well,
Oh, well, you bet you have to paste them on because you can't really see them.
There's a
from
nose.
It just looks like nose and a mouth.
There's a
from
great
here.
nose and mouth, but we can't see the eyes, so you need to put the eyes.
You need to paste them on. Make them out of a paper.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Will's being really patient with it. He doesn't usually do that. He doesn't usually.
Did you see the picture he drew for me last night?
Yeah, that was great. That
Yeah,
was
but
really good.
He was a bit worried because he said it wasn't to scale.
He's so great. I mean,
the
he's
triple-winged TIE fighter that he drew.
he's wonderful
Was
scientific
it a TIE
brain.
fighter? TIE Defender, sorry. Thank you
He's
for
got
the correction.
He's got this wonderful scientific brain, and everything has to be just exact and
I wonder where he
you know,
gets that
just
from.
so. And
Can't imagine. I can't imagine.
anyway,
at
he
all.
doesn't. He can't usually focus that long. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
quite impressed that he's really focusing really well right now. I'm impressed, Will. You're focusing really well right now.
Well, yeah,
So that's
but
cool.
you do that when you praise people. You praise them You support and encourage them through the activity. Well, I guess that was support and encouragement, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm all for praising at the end, though, because when you praise people in the middle, they tend to go, right, well, that's that.
Like he just came with the pumpkin with no eyes, right?
I'll do the eyes later.
Yeah, kids do that sometimes. No, he's doing fine.
Okay, that's cool. What? Explain the other decorations that you put around the place.
Oh, we've
because,
put around some ghosts made out
and
of
if
tissues.
you hop onto my Facebook account, you can see videos of all the decorations that we've made. So,
Yeah. We made some ghosts. I put some tissues over a ball and pasted some glue on top, so it looks like a head underneath the tissue, right? It holds the shape, so when the glue dries, you just take it off the ball, and it stays the shape of a head under a tissue or under a
Yeah, and
blanket.
I like the fact they're on
Right?
pieces of black string, and if you look at it against like the window, it does look like they're floating in space.
Yeah.
And then if you turn on the fan,
And yet we've got a fan there,
it looks like they're-
somebody
they're
didn't put it
flying.
away after the summer. Or did you?
well, it was summer until about a week ago,
Yeah.
and then it started
So-
snowing.
Yeah. So you turn the fan on and they kind of float in the wind. It's pretty cool. And
what else do we have?
I made some bats.
Oh,
Cut out some black
they are
bats.
so. It's a shame we don't have them over here. But,
Yeah. I wanted to make more, didn't I? It's still on my to-do list.
I don't know what you wanted to do.
And I printed out some candle wraps, they're called, out of Mr. Printable, yes, page. He calls them Halloween candle wraps or candle wrappers.
Oh, this is the
That's the lantern things.
ones over there.
Those ones, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like just paper print with it's got like black and white print on it. One of them has
Yeah, but aren't these
bats.
special kinds of? Isn't it special paper that lets the light through?
No.
Is that normal paper?
That's normal. I had it printed on a normal paper.
Yeah.
I cut it out. I glued it together to
Yeah.
make it like a shape of a lantern kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just
And
a piece
then
of
I
paper,
took-
like in the cylinder.
Yeah, and then I took coconut oil.
Oh,
And I oiled the paper
Oh,
up so that it lets the
that's-
light through.
that's what you did. You put coconut oil on the paper.
Yes, so I rubbed the coconut oil in the paper.
That's why everything was smelling of coconut
Yes,
oil.
and it does smell like you're frying something. No, it just lets the light through and it looks
We've got
really
this thing
nice.
with smells here
isn't it?
because we had to stop the last podcast because something was burning.
Well, it smelled like burning it, and it was actually a candle going out. You know, when candle goes out, it kind of lets the last whiff, and then it goes. So that was what it was.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you had it on there, so.
What else have we got? We've got
We've got the
carved
pumpkins,
pumpkins
obviously.
carved with a face on both sides, so you can put it next to
Yes.
the window. So there's one face going out and one face.
You
coming
got it?
in.
Oh, look at that. I love it. Come bring it over.
Those eyes are really small.
Come on, it's okay.
We should some kind
Maybe
of
it's a short-sighted,
psychoanalysis of
short-sighted thing.
Will's pumpkin.
I love it. Look at those teeth. Look at those intricate teeth.
Hello. Welcome to
Show it a bit
the
closer.
Pumpkin Podcast. What? Oh.
Look at those intricate little teeth. See that? See that? How cool is that?
Okay, now am I just imagining this?
Took you a lot of time, I know.
Am I just imagining this, or is this actually a self-portrait?
No, it's not the self-portrait. It's a portrait
the
of
nose
you.
is pretty much similar. I mean, he's got that kind of crazy smile sometimes.
Oh, Will's got bigger
And-
eyes.
The eyes? No, he's got the kind of.
He's got kind of eyes like lanterns. He's got eyes like saucers.
He's got the droopy love me eyes.
Yeah.
This one's got the I don't even. It's got the disappearing into the distance, small cute eyes, disappearing into the distance eyes. That's great. Hey, can you bring those candles? The candle,
The lantern things, the
What do we-
paper,
what do we
paper
call them?
lantern things.
Can you bring them? Lift them up because there's a candle on
Just the
them.
papers, you don't have to bring the candles.
Yeah, and
That's
we can show them on the video here for
Yeah.
people watching. So there we go. So we've got the first one here, which is the bats, and
You can't smell the coconut,
green.
but it smells quite strongly of coconut.
I can't really smell the coconut. Oh, that's true.
I can smell it.
Will, chill. Look at the detail on that as well.
I know, it's
The-
beautiful.
the moon with
bats
the
and
little holes on the moon and
Oh, Mr.
gravestones.
Printable is great website. Seriously, you want to go there and you get their paper crafts and ideas for recycled paper crafts and all different kind of ideas what to do with card, and it's just great. And they have
What did you glue it with? Because I
glue.
would. Let me rephrase that question. What kind of glue did you use to
just
to seal it?
the white glue that you use for paper.
Yeah.
But you have to
I
glue it
thought that
first and then grease it.
Glue it and then grease it.
Yes,
Okay.
because if you grease it and then glue
order
it,
of
you might
things
have a
very important.
problem.
Here's the second one for people watching on Facebook.
Yeah,
This is the
ghosts.
this is the ghosts, and as you can see, it's hollow. Just put it over the candle,
Yeah.
and a couple of ghosts and that's sperm swimming along there.
Sperm. It's a ghost
It's a
of
ghost
sperm.
sperm.
Sperm doesn't have little hands, you silly person. You should know that.
Well, it doesn't at the beginning. Right.
Oh God, it's obvious you never had biology.
Well, thank you very
lessons.
much. I'm going to put them back over the
Thank you,
candle.
Will. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a third one as well, but our copy shop didn't print it out. Obviously, it was
Why
too
not?
much for them.
Because they were.
Not focused enough, I suppose. I don't know.
Too much to not do.
Yeah.
So it's a problem when they get work.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, they're great though. They give us really good price for printing things, so that's good.
they do. It's probably because they mess up the other half of the time. But never mind. Will, you know the rule that you're not supposed to talk to us during the podcast. Yes. Okay. You've got 10 seconds. What's the question? Very quickly. Go.
Can I have my tablet while you're doing the podcast?
I think yes.
It's up to her. She says yes. Okay. There we go. Boss says yes.
Aye, that's me.
So, it's disturbing me. I'm gonna put it over
I
here
love it.
somewhere.
It's so
Right.
real.
What else? We got the pumpkins carved. We hung.
We hung one of them
Hung.
outside on the balcony, and it looks really freaky. It's floating there in the
it's
dark.
got that. It looks freaky because it's more red because it's got that red jar with the candle inside, so the wind doesn't blow
the
the
one that
candle
you
out.
put out in at
What?
the cemetery.
Oh, the ones you put out. at the
Cemetery jar candle kind of thing.
kind of thing. And we hung up 2 lanterns. One of them blew out last
Yeah.
night very quickly.
Yeah. Well, you know, the colder it is, the faster the candles, or the less shorter. The shorter they last, the less long they burn, the faster they go out.
Is that your scientific tip for the day?
Yes,
Right. Okay. Super
that's my
cool.
observation.
Excellent observations.
Thank you.
Next, he said. Right.
Next,
Um,
today we're going to the Muay Thai training with Will.
oh, are you?
I'm not tying today because on Monday
Are you
they have.
Muaying?
Muaying, yeah, because
Are you
they
taking
have.
you're taking the girls with you as well to do something?
I am, but I don't know if Zara's gonna do something.
What
She's
are you doing with your hands?
boxing. Like that. Anyway,
You've
yeah,
seen too many Karate Kid films. We should watch that again.
we should actually.
I was looking for it on the internet.
Why
I
isn't
couldn't
there a
find
Muay Thai kid movie? That would be cool.
it. Because
Find me a movie with Muay Thai fighting. I'm sure you'll be able to find something. Find me one.
don't they? I don't know if there is one, but I imagine all of those ones with martial arts have some form of that in there. I don't know. Halloween-
We should watch
time
the
for what?
we should watch the other boxing guy. What's his name?
Kicking me.
Rocky. We should watch Rocky.
Rocky.
Do 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 do.
Something like that. He's just making weird noises now. Okay, we get the idea. You want to watch the Rocky film.
Yeah,
My name is Rocky.
he's got that kind of face.
I was gonna train real hard. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. No, we're in sort of Halloween thing, right? It's autumn films. for chilling out, right? So Halloween for the kids.
Can we watch Rocky on Thursday? It's after Halloween.
What, here's a question. What time of the year is the best time of the year to watch Rocky films?
Yeah, if you know, guys, let us know.
Why don't you put it on before you go to your training? And then you'll be all pumped up and motivated to go there.
That would be cool. Should get Will to watch it, so. Get him a little thing to tie around his head.
That's the karate. That's not Rocky. Rocky doesn't have a little thing tied around his head.
I don't know. You see, I need to watch it because I thought he might have.
I thought he might have. Well, we could analyze that phrase for
Maybe
a
he
week,
should.
couldn't we?
Maybe he should have something tied around his head.
Oh yeah, now after we've watched Rocky, we'll watch Rambo. That's a real family film.
Is it?
No.
I don't know. I know that my father and my brother probably watched a lot of those, but I never. It all just blended into one movie. You know, Rambo and RoboCop and the Alien and all this stuff just kind of blended.
They made a movie called Rambo Cop, where Rambo had become a robot policeman. That would have been interesting.
Well, that would have been, yeah.
Would have been interesting. Anyway.
I saw that. I saw that movie. Yes.
What movie?
Rambo, Rocambo, Coplian.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I just told you that Rocky, Rambo, RoboCop, and the Alien kind of blended into one, right? So that was.
My God.
That was Rocambo, Coplian.
No wonder you can't find anything on the internet. Google search for a word that does not exist.
I'm pretty sure somebody made that word before me. And if they didn't, I'm going to have it patented.
Yes, well, I'm sure there'll be a whole rush of people trying to patent that now.
I'm sure there's a market for that word.
I'm sure there isn't. Right. But anyway, you might as well register the .com while you're at it. There we go. On to parenting issues, more parenting issues. Well, we've done a little bit about Halloween and the Halloween activities that we've been doing, and what happened to the innards of the pumpkins?
Well, the seeds have been roasted, and the pulp has been frozen, so that I can defrost it and make a pie for tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to make pumpkin pie?
I.
Yes, you. What?
I, as in I.
As in I, Captain.
Yes. I need to go and check something. I'll be back in about 3 seconds.
What? 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 Where are you going? What are you doing? You're going to check that the kids are okay in the kitchen because they're being extremely quiet, and quiet children is always a bad sign. they're either reading or tunneling out of this place. The other thing is that when you homeschool, right, you never get a minute in the bathroom by yourself, because there's always someone charging in after you. But that's the way that it goes, I suppose. So let us know what you're doing with your Halloween activities out there. You can share pictures, you can share photos. I did mention earlier, if you go to our Facebook page, you can see all of the Halloween activities that we've talked about. I try to record our work. I try to record the children's activities so that we can share them online, and so that we can get feedback from people and try to collect together other ideas and make things better. Life is about sharing the good things and the good times, and that's what we should be using this technology for. Remember that you can ask us questions. You can put the questions into the chat on Facebook, or these broadcasts are mirrored onto YouTube when Google doesn't crash, that is. And you can find more at the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching online. We have a parenting newsletter, which goes out once a week as well. You can register under the YouTube videos for the parenting newsletter, or you can find it on my page, or you can request information about it. That's no problem at all. So there's lots of ways to get in touch with us. We started taking questions last week and answering the questions online, so you can catch those. And what we dealt with last week was children who don't want to eat, basically. So there we go.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I was just doing.
That was super fast.
I was just doing the promo to go. Right.
Good.
Continuing.
So, yeah.
I'm all confused with the timing today. Not that we really cared that much about timing, but I'm like, are we on this time or that time? Because we had to restart everything, and my brain has problems processing things. Hey,
Gotcha.
somebody subscribed for the newsletter.
Really?
Yeah. How cool is that?
Wow, that's super cool. I don't know what's happening over there.
Kids are shouting something.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's get on with what we were looking at last week a little bit.
We were looking at the behaviors of
what I called
kids.
conditions of parenting, but you didn't like that.
I didn't like that because it sounds confusing. It's basically about the behavior of the kids. Like if they behave in a certain way, it's looking at the reasons behind it. What might be behind that behavior? What might be the trigger of that behavior of your children? It's probably, not 100% all of the time, but it's a good thing to look at because it might be.
Yeah, well, you can check the box, can't you? You can go, well,
yeah.
It is that or it isn't that. And
exactly.
That kind of feedback will help you to get closer to the answers that you are looking for.
You need to pee, sweetie. Good.
Okay, that's good. You can sit on the potty there.
Super cool.
Good job.
What a good girl.
Good job.
Means I'm going to have to
disappear again.
Yeah. Anyway, but let's start with the first point, shall we?
Done.
Yeah, I know.
Right. The man's bike is never fixed.
Is it not?
Is it? I don't know.
Your bike looks quite fixed. Hey, we have to move it to the living room so that I can bike it while watching Rocky.
Well, there's an issue
cool.
with that actually, because when you cycle on it, the back wheel.
Yeah.
The back wheel spins around very fast and doesn't have a protective cover on it.
Ah, right.
So anyone getting too close to it or touching it would be mangled.
Oh, God. Okay, let's not move it to the living room then. We don't want the kids climb on it all the time either.
Why do you think I put the big cover over it? And
okay, I'm going to do the potty.
Well, once again, I don't know. I could put wheels on the potty, and the youngest could just wheel themselves around as if it was a car. But then they'd probably pee themselves in the car, so that probably wouldn't. Hi. What's up, Jazzy?
Well done, darling.
Don't know what she's up to. Right. While things progress in the background, let's have a look at the first issue that you might want to take a little bit of time to observe with your children. If your child gets angry quickly or loses his temper, the reason might be that they have not received enough praise for their activities, and they are in fact just looking for some kind of attention, so that the anger is an attempt to change the focus of what's happening onto them. What do you think?
1 second, something's happening. What's up, sweetie?
We're doing a live podcast. The kids were not leaving us alone.
Come here, show me what's the problem, yeah?
Is there a problem? I think she's just whining. I don't think there's really a problem.
She is a problem.
How do you know she's got a problem?
If they're misbehaving or they get angry easily because they don't have praise.
Well, they're looking
for attention.
They're looking for attention because they haven't received enough attention. The trouble is that the way that they're looking for attention is going to draw the wrong kind of attention.
Yeah, I understand. That's when they don't get enough positive attention. They only get attention when they're misbehaving, and they're basically ignored when they're being good. When they're being good is taken for granted, but they have attention when they're misbehaving. They get the interaction when they're misbehaving.
Oh yeah,
Basically.
I'll give you some interaction.
Yeah. Yes. Well. Yeah. I think that can be one of the reasons. Of course, as I said, it's it's a box to check, right? Because children's anger can be.
I said that.
You did. But I did say that. It's just one of the options. Anger can be triggered by a lot of things. It can be a frustration. It can be a problem with communication when you can't communicate. When children can't manage other feelings, they can resort to anger, right?
Well, it's the most immediate way to get attention, isn't it? It also shows it's signs that the children can't wait. They haven't learned to defer their wants or needs.
Because they don't know whether anything will come, right? If we're looking at this one reason for misbehaving, then they don't know if there's going to be any interaction coming their way unless they get angry, right? So if they know, if they're sure, if you are consistent and you keep your promises, right, then they know that something will come.
Well, you want to...
I have a great...
You want to be in... Sorry, yeah, keep that thought. Hold that thought. You want to be in control. Because if the child is losing their focus and losing control, then it's a sign that you're not fully aware of what's happening in the situation.
Yeah.
And if you're not aware, then in essence you've lost control.
Yeah, it is like a communication problem. I just want to talk a little bit more about keeping promises to children. Sometimes we promise something to our kids, and when they forget it, we think, oh well, they've forgotten about it, so we can just kind of dismiss it. And a lot of the times we get. What? Her hiccups is starting to hurt.
In her head. I think she means her head is hurting.
I think so. Darling, would you like a drink of juice? That might help you. No?
Well,
Would you like
to lie down a little bit?
Hmm?
Oh dear.
Okay, darling.
That's the trouble with going away during the podcast, is that they expect you to go away every time. Yeah, you got to set a rule that
you can't tell a 2.5-year-old that you can't.
No, but the difference between the 2.5 and the older kids, running away to help the older kids, is setting a bad example because they expect you to do it every time.
I didn't really run away to help you.
Yes? That's a question. So, this is... I don't know what to say because we're supposed to be doing this together, but as we're homeschooling with very young children, we have to allow the children a little bit of space, but then they have to learn to allow us a little bit of space as well. It's a two-way road, and it should be a two-way road as well. So if your child gets angry, it might be a sign that you are not fully in control or not fully aware of what is going on at that moment in time.
Yeah,
because if you are fully aware of what is going on, then what you can do is you can prevent the problem before it happens.
Yeah, they're frustrated. They're frustrated. They're frustrated that their communication hasn't been received. They've probably been trying to tell you something for quite a while, and you haven't noticed. Or you didn't click. or they're asking for attention. But I wanted to talk a little
Don't
bit.
spend more time with your mobile phone than you do with your kids.
Yeah.
There's a rule.
I wanted to talk a little bit about those promises, right? Keep your promises,
What
even when
promises?
your
What
child
promises?
forgets about it.
What
Keep your
promises?
promises. Like you say, okay, well, I'm going to take you for ice cream if you do this, right? And they do that, and then they forget about the ice cream, and you're thinking, oh, they forgot about it, so I don't have to, I'm not gonna bring it up, right? But the point is, you should, you should bring it up, because you should model to the children that even though he's forgotten, even though the other party has forgotten about it, you still are going to follow through with your promise. You're still going to keep your promise.
Yeah, don't allow the childhood to be a childhood of broken promises.
Yeah, I have a great
Absolutely don't allow it.
experience.
Wait 1 second, Will. You're on the 3 rules warning. Okay, this is your first warning. Okay, 2 more warnings, and you know what happens. Okay, you know what to do when we're on the podcast, and you know what you're not allowed to do, and you're doing it right now. We've talked about this many times before. Okay, so that's the first warning. You get 2 more.
I have this experience with this American guy when I was in your parents' house with the kids, and they had the Americans visiting, right? And we would kind of try to communicate to everybody, and there was this one guy who was very open to child communication. So Will would end up talking to him about Star Wars Rebels, even though we had no idea what he was talking about, right? And he told him once, oh, would you like to watch Star Wars Rebels with me? And that guy was like, yeah, sure, that'd be great, right?
But you didn't mean it.
Well, it sounded like he didn't mean it, because, I was thinking, oh my God, Will's just kind of pestering him and he just wants to get out of that situation. But later that day, he came upstairs, and he came to Will and he said, okay, I'm ready. He said, I have time. Are we going to watch that cartoon that you talked to me about? And Will was doing something completely different, right? And he just looked and was like, oh, okay. So, good.
Yeah.
So I thought that was quite a cool thing to do. He just came by himself and kept that promise. It was really nice.
Yeah, don't wait for the kids to initiate the reactions to those kinds of promises.
Here, darling, look.
You need to keep it yourself.
Darling, if you want juice, you can drink that
What's
juice.
Daddy's problem?
If you don't want juice, leave it. Look what Dad's doing.
Dad's not doing anything because it's not working.
Well, yeah.
Well, what,
Is
the
it? It's
problem?
still on the bench, I think. Go and have a look.
Darling, you
Still on
left
the
your
bench?
juice on the bench through there.
Well, oh no, don't need to do anything probably anymore.
Yes, you
It
do.
seems to be working.
It's not
Yeah,
working at all.
It's not working.
It's not working at all.
Should I tell him to turn it off and on again then?
Will, could you turn the... Stop now, okay.
Ah.
That's okay. That's
Okay.
okay. So the
Quickly.
Okay, this is really getting on my nerves now. This is...
Yes,
you know what the
Jasmine, that
rules are.
one.
It better be an emergency, Will. If it's not an emergency, I'm not going to be impressed. You've got 3... Okay,
It isn't an emergency, but
it is an emergency. Okay, thank you very much. You know the rules. Of course you didn't get to finish, because we have rules. He's got to learn the rules. That's it. Yeah? If it's an emergency, yes.
Okay.
You don't agree with me, do you?
Yeah, you're probably right, though.
But look, the reason why they keep coming is because you keep allowing them to come. Now, I know that's nice and that's empathetic, but they need to understand timing. They need to understand space. They need to understand that.
Yeah, I think Will is old enough to wait for a half an hour just for something to finish before he comes in.
Yeah, and I don't think you
Does
can
his
treat
stuff.
Will the same way as you can treat Jazz, right? I mean, it's,
Obviously not.
yeah. So with Jazz, it's a little bit different, but Will should be able to understand the basics of the concepts of
Yeah,
waiting,
Yeah.
basically having patience.
I guess.
Skill we all need.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. Yeah. I know another person who's not very good at waiting.
Come on, get on with it. Where are we? Right. Moving
on.
Welcome to the Distracted Podcast,
Yeah?
where the parents can't do anything because the children come every half a second. Can you see?
Can it wait?
Yes.
Okay. Then wait for it. Okay?
Okay. You'll have to wait.
We'll be finished soon.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you can watch
I
something.
was going to do something.
Yeah? Okay?
Shall I put something on for them in the background? Yes.
Yes, darling?
What am I going to put
You
on?
know where they are. Good. Take one. You're going to put on Aladdin.
Was that good? Yep.
That was great.
You're right. This is the third time during this podcast you've fallen over.
Well, wouldn't you just be bored without me falling over all the time?
I've told you about that quietly drinking habit before.
I'm not.
Right.
Well, I am drinking juice.
You would be. You're less likely to fall over if you have half a bottle of whiskey. You just
Might try that next time, actually.
No, don't. Because whiskey
I
tastes
hate
like.
whiskey.
What does it taste like?
Socks.
Socks. Whiskey
Totally.
Whiskey tastes like
smells like socks and tastes like
don't-
brewed socks.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like the Scottish people were
There's no
really
such thing as
poor.
alcohol which actually tastes good.
Yeah, and they didn't really have anything to brew,
It's
so
all-
they
it's-
brewed socks.
So
That's the story of how whiskey became whiskey, isn't it?
yeah, actually, people don't know that every day the people go around the villages and collect the old socks
Yeah,
and
for the brewery.
yeah, and that's what they don't see. It's the extra ingredient that they don't see going into the
The sock sweat.
It's what gives it the color and the the peaty texture.
Older your socks are, actually.
The more peaty they become.
You know that the most expensive whiskey is made out of gym socks.
Gym socks.
Gym socks.
Gym's socks.
That you don't.
Who's Jim?
Gym, as in
As in Gymkhana.
GYM.
Do it. I just made a really bad joke
Yeah, I know.
that no one is going to get except me.
I think I just
Again.
I understood what you were saying, but I don't see why that should be funny.
I'm afraid that I don't get it. Right. Moving on. If your child doesn't respect the feelings of other people around them, one of the reasons might be that you are giving too many direct instructions and orders to them and not giving importance to the child's feelings about the activities that are involved. It might also be that you're not prioritizing properly, and it could be that there's too much. It could also be there's too much of the authoritarian parent there.
This one is simple. Monkey see, monkey do, right? If you
Wasn't that in a Nirvana song?
don't respect your child, the child is not going to respect others. If you bully your child is going to bully others, right? If you beat your child, the child's going to beat others. That is how it works. A lot of parents out there are getting gray hairs and are being extremely unhappy with their children's behavior, and they don't see the what's the word? Complete exact parallel that the child is drawing to their own behavior. Right?
Oh, the mirror, the magic mirror, which is children become.
And you get so many parents thinking, "Oh, my child is hitting others, and I can't get him to stop. Not even spanking is gone to him." Right?
That's the most backwards.
Doesn't matter how much
ever.
how much I spank, he's not gonna stop attacking other people, right? Or
I mean, it's hard for me to even believe that there are people like that.
My daughter is so bossy, and I tell her all the time to stop it. and you get this all the time. And
it's like saying, I told my 3-year-old that we were going out at 2.
Yeah, and they weren't ready. Well, and
I told them it would only be half an hour.
The thing is that
No
people don't
idea.
see it, I mean, I see it, you see it, because we know that that's how it works. But people are not aware of this sometimes, right? Very often actually. And once they realize, once they understand the extremely simple principle, it's like, bang, suddenly everything clicks, and they're like, wait a minute, that makes sense. So I think that's exactly what it is. I mean, you don't respect your child, he's not going to respect other people, right? If you tell your child, go, like my mom used to say, I don't care, right? I know that she didn't really mean that, she doesn't care. What she tried to communicate was, it doesn't matter how you feel right now, this needs to get done, right? What she should have said was maybe, I know that you're tired, but we need to do this, okay? But she would say, I don't care how tired you are, go and do it, right? You see the difference. And it's not that she...
I can hear myself in the difference as well.
Yeah, it would have made a world of difference to me. It makes a world of difference to the kid. And it also changes how the kid is going to treat others, right? Because you have a child who bullies others, right? And they're thinking, I don't care what this other kid feels. And instead, if you teach them empathy, he may think, oh, I know how he feels, or I understand how they feel. So I think that's just respect. I mean, it doesn't mean, when you respect your kid, it doesn't mean that the kid always gets their way. It doesn't mean that things don't suddenly magically have to be done. It's just
you need to.
It's just the approach.
Respect boundaries, respect ideas.
Yeah.
Respect property. Where's my juice?
I mean, as a leader, you drank it, but I poured some extra in from my juice. There you go.
What's it doing over there?
Because I gave it to Jazz, and she refused to have it.
Oh, I drank it, then you poured your juice into my glass to give it to Jazz, and you give it to Jazz, and she didn't want it. So
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was me thinking you had stolen it. There you go.
Expect your parents to always think the worst about you, right? It's a quote from the movie.
Odd lines you pick up from Disney films, right?
Yeah.
So true. There we go.
Yeah. Just respect them. That doesn't mean that they're going to be spoiled. It's like a good leader or a boss, right? You can be a boss and respect your employees at the same time.
You can. Well, your employees are not going to respect you if you don't respect them. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
There you go. I mean, that's
same thing.
That's the way that it is. Don't you know? Okay, let's try to squeeze.
Didn't we have this one already? Maybe somewhere else. Maybe
Well,
something
we cross
else.
over a lot of issues, but that's okay because people can't remember what happened yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So, how do you know that you've had an effect when somebody comes to you and goes, "You've covered that before"? You're like, "Whoa!"
Did you actually watch it?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously?
That's when you know that you're being effectual. When
If people criticize, I would be so happy if people criticized us.
But it's hard to criticize us
Because
we're
we're perfect.
so good.
No. If you've got something to criticize other than
dear.
us speaking English, okay, then please do, because criticism moves people forward, right? If there's anything that could be done better.
Could you present it in another language, please? How about?
Would you like some private English lessons?
Would you like?
He's a really good English teacher, so yeah.
So there you go.
He can send you out his free English lesson email.
Sign up. It's we won't do anything bad with your addresses, right? We won't pass it on to. We won't pass the information on to anyone else. Okay. Yes. It's okay. The internet is not a giant web that just collects and collects and collects and collects things, and no one knows why. Someday someone's going to find this thing somewhere and go, "Wow, what is all of this shit?" Yeah, it's just going to be like the collective produce of the planet, right?
Oh, you mean like some kind of alien's going to find it?
Yeah, the same ones that shot JFK.
Or like the future person. Like after
future person.
Like we all die.
Who's
right?
that?
Everybody dies. The whole planet dies, and there's gonna be like 3% left. Peoples, right? Or 4, or maybe 100. I don't know. But they're just going to reproduce all the time, right? And then somebody in the future, after everybody dies, they don't even know what internet is. They don't know how it works because only the hairdressers survived, right? They don't know how to work this technical shit. So,
oh my fucking god!
Just creating a storyline.
There's those horrible, insane tasks they give kids, like, oh, there are 5 people trapped in a balloon, and the balloon is going to hit the mountains. If it there are 4 hairdressers and you, I'd be like, I'm jumping. I don't want.
Well, your job is you don't have any hair. Anyway, so they don't know how internet works and everything, and like further on, generations and generations, those hairdresser babies are going to evolve into people with a lot of technical skills, and they're going to go back and they're going to find internet.
Hairdresser babies.
Yes.
What is that?
And they're going to find the internet.
Unusual offspring.
Yeah, all the way on in the future. And they're going to be like, whoa, this is what it all looked like. This is how it all worked.
Assuming that...
Look at that long hair people used to have.
Assuming that being a hairdresser is not an aggressive trait, that is.
What?
Assuming that civilization is not going to go backwards because only the hairdressers survive.
No! Hairdressers are great when they're good. When they're bad, they can just ruin
hairdressers
your
are compulsive liars, and I've talked about this before.
All of them.
All
I
of
love
them.
your generalization.
All of them. I've never met a hairdresser who told the truth.
Really?
Yes. I
have. I've met a lot of hairdressers that told the truth. Every single hairdresser I know told me, yeah, beautiful hair.
See, that proves my point. Thank you very much. Done and dusted.
So thick
done. Thank you very
and
much.
healthy. And long. Can I cut it? Yes.
And they reel you in.
Yes.
They reel you in.
And then they go, is that okay? And I'm like, not really, but I'm not going to explain to you how to make it even worse.
My God. No, just don't. The whole idea that the future would be made up of...
I think you have to trust your hairdresser much more than you trust your doctor. Yeah, then you trust your cardiologist.
I don't even know where the conversation is going. Okay, we got 2 minutes left. Let's squeeze. Shall we squeeze in one very quickly? Well, we can't really squeeze in one because we end up talking about it for 15 minutes.
Yes, we can. Go on.
So no. Can you do it in 60 seconds? You can't, can you? You can't. You can't do it in 60 seconds. You can't provide the answer in 60 seconds. Oh, look who's got his second warning. There you go. Second warning. Unless it's an emergency. No, see, it's not an emergency.
Okay, well then, we're not squeezing anything else in.
Because the children are trying to break into the podcast.
Yeah.
So
we're just gonna say thank you very much for your attention and thank you very much for listening.
I feel like this is
for
a bit
watching.
of an anti-climax today. We had an anti-start because Google shut down the whole system.
Yeah, we didn't really.
Yeah.
We didn't
Look,
move
blue sky.
very fast.
Blue sky. Blue
It's
sky.
kind of-
Things are clearing up
It's kind of
outside.
slow today.
My nose is itchy.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? My nose
oh,
itches
oh,
all the
oh,
time while we're doing this, so I always have to kind of scratch. And you can't
Okay.
get it through the...
Well, you're on 2.5. I'm giving you an extra half because I'm that kind of guy.
So yeah, let's just finish
Okay,
quickly
you're
before
on
Will
two-
breaks the
you're on
last chance.
2.5. You know that. Oh, is that 3?
He can't disappear from behind that pillar, can he now?
Well, he's jumping backwards and forwards behind the pillar over there.
Okay, stop it. So,
He's jumping backwards
thank
and
you
forwards
very
behind the
much for
pillar. He
listening.
could be in
Thank
this
you
room,
very
he could be
much
in
for
that room, he could be over
watching.
there, he could be
Stop
in the
it.
kitchen, he could be in the bedroom.
And we will
but he
see you
doesn't have
next
to
time.
Pretend he's not
You
there
can
and
find
jump
me
out
on
and
21st Century Mom spelled MUM.com, and you
She's
can
finishing
find
the podcast
him
without me.
somewhere.
Somewhere.
You can find him on the
In the bedroom.
www.
nsa-slovakia.com, the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching on YouTube and on Facebook. You can sign up to the free mail emails through my Facebook page. You can sign up to the parenting emails. You can sign up to the masterclass language emails. You can sign up to visit Mars if you want. It's completely and totally up to you.
He doesn't go to Mars. Doesn't go to Mars.
That often.
Doesn't even eat Mars bars.
No chocolate for me.
No.
No, chocolate free.
No.
No chocolate. Sad. But the toffee on popcorn is okay.
Of course.
Toffee on popcorn is perfectly fine. Right.
So yeah. So
You know what
that's
we'll do?
us.
Hey, bring that thing over.
What thing?
The thing that I'm.
Can you
pointing
use
at.
words? This.
Yes. We're gonna finish with this.
I
Look.
thought you meant bloody
Look,
Scotland.
here's our. Oh.
It's a white paper.
Oh, look, it does. If you get to the right angle.
Magic.
No,
White paper
What did it
turns
say?
into a sign.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, the
Stop
people
it.
on the. Okay, so I'm probably blinding people on the other
It says
side of
slow
the-
progress is better than no progress.
Yeah, think about that. Think
Mostly.
about that
Mostly.
today. Slow progress is better than no progress.
Yeah.
Small steps in the right direction. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So in your parenting, in your life, in everything that's going on around about you, as long as you're going in the right direction, it's all okay.
Yes.
There we go. Put it back now. Please. Darling. Arg.
That sounded like an
Was that forced?
insult. Darling.
I'm good at turning nice. I'm good at turning nice phrases into insults. Right. There we go. This was a bit less constructive than our last one. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll speak to you soon. Keep in touch, like, share, care, do all the good things, and
See ya.
See you
later.
See you soon.
Yes.
There's more coming. Trust us. Screaming kids in the background.
We have to go. Bye.
Oh, I put my hand over your face.
Thank you.
Sorry.